जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी, जय गोपी जन बल्लभ गिरिवर धारी, जय गोपी जन बल्लभ गिरिवर धारी, यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन, यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन, यमुना तीरा वनचारी, यमुना तीरा वनचारी, जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी, जय गोपी जन बल्लभा गिरिवर धारी, यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन, यमुना तीरा वनचारी, जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्यक्ताचार्य अष्टोत्तर सत श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरण अरविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्यक्ताचार्य अष्टोत्तर सत श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस शिला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरज ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज शिला प्रभुपाद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की। प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की जय। श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। वृंदावन धाम की, मथुरा धाम की, मायापुर धाम की, नवदीप धाम की, गंगा माई की, यमुना माई की जय। तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। सामवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल डिवोटीज, ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल डिवोटीज, ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल, ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री श्री गुरु एंड श्री गौरंगा टू श्रीला प्रभुपाद। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 6, Text 8. दुरापूरेण कामेन मोहेन च बलीयशा शेषां ग्रहेषु शक्तस्य प्रमतस्य पायति हि। दूरापूरेण कामेन mohena cha balisyasa shesham graheshu shaktasya pramattasya payatihi durapurena kamena mohena cha baliyasha shesham graheshu shaktasya pramattasya payatihi durapurena kamena.
Just so people know, because on the Baliyasa, the I is actually a long I. Yeah. So
Baliyasa.
pronouncing that, but I think here we learn.
Durapurena kamena mohena cha baliyasha shesham graheshu shaktasya pramattasya payatihi
durapurena kamena mohena cha baliyasa shesham graheshu shaktasya pramattasya payatihi durapurena kamena mohena cha baliyasa shesham graheshu shaktasya pramattasya payatihi
durapurena kamena
mohena cha baliyasa shesham graheshu shaktasya pramattasya payatihi durapurena kamena mohena cha baliyasa shesham graheshu shaktasya pramattasya payatihi durapurena kamena mohena cha baliyasa shesham graheshu shaktasya pramattasya payatihi
durapurena kamena mohena cha baliyasa shesham graheshu shaktasya pramattasya payatihi
durapurena kamena mohena cha baliyasa shesham griheshu saktasya pramattasya payatihi
durapurena, which is never fulfilled. Kamena, by a strong aspiration to enjoy the material world. Mohena, by bewilderment. Cha, also. Bali Yasha, which is strong and formidable. Shesham, the remaining years of life. Graheshu, to family life. Saktasya, of one who is too attached. Pramatasya, mad. Apayati, wastefully pass. He indeed. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One whose mind and senses are uncontrolled becomes increasingly attached to family life because of insatiable, lusty desires and very strong illusion. In such a madman's life, the remaining years are also wasted because even during those years, he cannot engage himself in devotional service. Purport? This is the account of 100 years of life. Although in this age, a lifetime of 100 years is generally not possible, even if one has 100 years, the calculation is that 50 years are wasted in sleeping, 20 years in childhood and boyhood, 20 years in invalidity, jarā-vyādhi, This leaves only a few more years, but because of too much attachment to household life, those years are also spent with no purpose, without God consciousness. Therefore, one should be trained to be a perfect brahmachari in the beginning of life, and then to be perfect in sense control, following the regulative principles if one becomes a householder. From household life, one is ordered to accept vanaprastha life and go to the forest and then accept sannyas. That is the perfection of life. From the very beginning of life, those who are ajit indriya, who cannot control their senses, are educated only for sense gratification, as we have seen in the Western countries. Thus, the entire duration of a life of even 100 years is wasted and misused. And at the time of death, one transmigrates to another body, which may not be human. At the end of 100 years, one who has not acted as a human being in the life of tapasya, austerity and penance must certainly be embodied again in a body like that of cats, dogs and hogs. Therefore, this life of lusty desires and sense gratification is extremely risky. I'll read one more also. Text 9. What person too attached to household life due to being unable to control his senses can liberate himself? An attached householder is bound very strongly by ropes of affection for his family, wife, children and other relatives. Purport. Prahlad Maharaj's first proposal was Kaumar Achrit Pragyo Dharman Bhagavataniha. One who is sufficiently intelligent should use the human form of body from the very beginning of life. In other words, from the tender age of childhood, to practice the activities of devotional service, giving up all other engagements. Dharman Bhagavatan means the religious principle of reviving our relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For this purpose, Krishna personally advises Sarv Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Give up all other duties and surrender unto me. While in the material world we manufacture so many duties in the name of so many isms, but our actual duty is to free ourselves from the cycle of birth, death, old age and disease. For this purpose, one must first be liberated from material bondage and especially from household life. Household life is actually a kind of license for a materially attached person by which to enjoy sense gratification under regulative principle. Otherwise, there is no need of entering household life. Before entering household life, one should be trained as a brahmachari living under the care of the guru, whose place is known as the Gurukula. Brahmachari Gurukule Vasan Danto Gurur Hitam, Bhagavatam 7.12.1. From the very beginning, a brahmachari is trained to sacrifice everything for the benefit of Guru. A brahmachari is advised to go begging alms door to door, addressing all women as mother, and whatever he collects goes to the benefit of Guru. In this way, he learns how to control his senses and sacrifice everything for the Guru. When he is fully trained, if he likes, he is allowed to marry. Thus, he is not an ordinary grihastha who has learnt only how to satisfy his senses. A trained grihastha can actually give up household life and go to the forest to become increasingly enlightened in spiritual life, and at the last take sannyasa. Prahlad Maharaj explained to his father that to be freed from all material anxiety, one should go to the forest. Hit vatma patam graham andakupam. One should give up his household, which is a place for going further and further down into the darkest regions of material existence. The first advice, therefore, is that one must give up household life. Graham andakupam. However, if one prefers to remain in the dark well of household life because of uncontrolled senses, he becomes increasingly entangled by ropes of affection for his wife, children, servants, house, money, and so on. Such a person cannot attain liberation from material bondage. Therefore, children should be taught from the very beginning of life to be first-class brahmacharis. Then it will be possible for them to give up household life in the future. To return home, back to Godhead, one must be completely free from material attachment. Therefore, Bhakti Yoga means Vairagya Vidya, the art that can help one develop a distaste for material enjoyment. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Cha Yad Ahetukam. By rendering devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. Bhagavatam Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 7. If one engages in devotional service from the beginning of life, he easily attains Vairagya Vidya or Asakti. detachment, and becomes Jitendriya, the controller of the senses. One who perfectly engages in devotional service is therefore called Goswami or Swami, master of the senses. Unless one is master of the senses, he should not accept the renounced order of life, sannyasa. A strong inclination for sense enjoyment is the cause of the material body. Without full knowledge, one cannot be unattached to material enjoyment. But as long as one is not in that position, one is not fit to return home, back to Godhead. Om Agyan Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vrishbhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschadde Shatarine. So, my obeisances to each and every one of you, and seek the blessings so that we can hear, listen and purify from the words of Srimad Bhagavatam from this Canto 7, Chapter 6, Text 9, where Prahlad Maharaj in the classroom is instructing his demoniac schoolmates about the household life, the brahmachari life, varnashram system, and the potency of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So, if we see in this text 8, the translation is, one whose minds and senses are uncontrolled becomes increasingly attached to family life because of insatiable lusty desires and very strong illusion. So here we are speaking about uncontrolled mind and senses. We have mind, we have senses, we have our false ego, we have our soul. These are the main four components, of our subtle body. Obviously, senses are part of gross body also. So, how to control these senses? That is a very important subject matter. And when our mind and senses are controlled, then we can actually become an instrument where Krishna can use us. Krishna can be pleased with us, and we can fulfill the desire of Sri Krishna. So, just like Srila Prabhupada, when he was on the Jaladuta, he said, Nachao, nachao, Prabhu, nachao se mate. Make me your puppet, make me dance, my Lord, make me dance, oh my Lord. So similarly, when Krishna plays the flute, the flute is hollow. And then Krishna puts air in the flute, it makes a beautiful sound. So similarly, when our consciousness is pure, when the mind and senses are controlled, then Krishna can actually use us as an instrument. And, we can serve Krishna in that way. So when Krishna plays the flute, how is the sound of the flute? Let's see. When our mind and senses are controlled.
That's the only tune I know.
Thank you. Very cool. And such a beautiful sound emanates, and we can, it can reach everybody's ears and please the hearts of those who hear. Thank you, Dirvada Prabhu. Today also is the appearance day, is Bhishma Ashtami, appearance day of Bhishma Dev, and he is one of the Mahajans. And in the list of 12 Mahajans, a lot of them are Grihasthas also. And here we are talking about the household life, where attachment to household life, how it is degrading for devotional service in few ways. So, who? Yeah, Bhishma didn't got married. No, he's not household. Yeah, I was saying like a lot of Mahajans are household, like Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu, Kumaro, Kapilo, Muna, Prahlado, Janako, Bhishmo, Balir, Vyasakir, Vayam. So these are 12 Mahajans, and Brahmaji, Lord Shiva, and obviously Prahlad Maharaj later, Bali Maharaj. So all these are Grihastha devotees. So quickly I would like to share about Bhishma Dev because it's his appearance day. And as we know that Bhishma Dev's father is Maharaj Shantanu. And Maharaj Shantanu was married to Mother Ganga. And when Mother Ganga married to Shantanu, she said that you have to promise that you will not check my actions, whatever I do. If you check any of my actions, I'll just go away. So, and when the children were born of her, like 7 children were born of Mother Ganga, and she threw all of them into the river. And Maharaj Shantanu was just quiet. She didn't ask anything. Okay, do whatever you want to do. He didn't ask. But when the 8th child was born and she was about to throw that child into the river, that was, Devarath. Devarath was the previous name of Bhishma Dev. He got angry and he violated the condition of his promise. And then the angry Ganga Devi left that place with the child, and she named it Devarath, and brought him into the forest, and then trained her in different skills of archery and artillery and Vedas and everything. So Bhishma Dev was very, very great devotee of the Lord. Lot of scriptures mention about his devotion to Lord Krishna, and one of the very graphical pastime of Bhishma Dev is his fighting with Krishna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. It is explained like when Krishna was in front of Bhishma Dev was just standing with all the bows and arrows down. He didn't wanted to do anything because he knew Krishna is his Lord, and Krishna was charging like a tiger charges towards an elephant to kill him. And Bhishma Dev was very happy about that. Huh? Yeah, Krishna didn't. Yeah, Krishna picked up the chariot of the wheel. He broke the promise to protect his devotee Arjuna. And one of our poets write about this very beautiful verse. So you can chant after me. Govinda Govinda Hare Murari, Govinda Govinda Hare Murari, Govinda Govinda Mukunda Krishna, Govinda Govinda Rathanga Pane, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. Govinda Govinda Rathanga Pane means Govinda who is holding the anga of a ratha, that is the wheel of the chariot. Govinda Govinda Rathanga Pane, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. So that pastime is celebrated of Krishna, where he is attacking his own devotee, and Bhishma Dev is ready to welcome Krishna to have his weapons on his body. So this is the surrender of Bhishma Dev. And when Bhishma Dev was on the bow, on the bed of arrows, he glorified Krishna so much, and he taught all the knowledge to all the Pandavas how to rule the kingdom and everything. So, this one? Bilva Mangal? Yeah. Yeah, Govinda Damodar Madhuri. Yeah. Bilva Mangal Thakur, yes. So, coming back to this verse where it is said that one whose mind and senses are uncontrolled becomes attached to family life. So, the same question was asked in the 11th canto by Maharaj Nimi to the Navayogendra, that how to get detached from Maya, how to get detached from so many different attachments that we have. Obviously, it includes family life. So, the Navayogendras answered by two things. They said that first is perform bhakti and second is surrender to Guru. If you do these things, then you can actually detach from Maya. And it is said that any person who seriously desires to find permanent relief from the sufferings of material existence should take shelter of lotus feet of bona fide spiritual master. So recently, Saul Prabhu, who is now Sankarshan Prabhu ki jai. He took shelter of Guru and he took initiation in the Brahma Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya, under the shelter of Srila Prabhupada. So this is such a great occasion. He's exemplifying these teachings. So the qualification of a bona fide Guru is that he has realized the conclusions of the Vedic scriptures by deliberation and is able to convince others of these conclusions. Such great personalities who have taken shelter of the Supreme God, leaving aside all material considerations, should be understood to be bona fide spiritual master. So Srila Prabhupada in this purport in 11th canto explains about taking shelter of Guru and taking shelter with one's life and soul and learning the process of devotional service which may satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yeah, 11th canto, 3rd chapter. Oh, sorry, yes. Yeah, Prabhupada disciples actually wrote it. Yeah, exactly. And then if we see, there are many grihasthas, they exemplified how being in the grihastha life can they achieve the perfection of life. For example, Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Bhakti Vinod Thakur had like 10 children and he had a wife, Bhagavati Devi. And dealing with 10 children is not easy, I'm telling you. Sometimes one is crying, other is fighting, and other wants something, is hungry or something. So it's really difficult. And he was like the magistrate of that place. So dealing with all these children and with a job. And at the same time, he wrote one of the books, The Teachings and Precepts of Lord Chaitanya in 1896. And the same year when Srila Prabhupada was born, it was sent overseas to the Western world in English language. So he is one of the perfect example. And Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur says in one of the bhajans that when he comes home, he feels like the home is like Vaikuntha. Generally, when most of the grihasthas come to the home is Kuntha. Kuntha means full of anxiety. Because when you go home, all the complaints, everybody downloading, kids tell, oh, what happened in the school, I want this, and wife tells whatever happens. But here Bhakti Vinod Thakur is telling that, all this is like Vaikuntha. So if we spiritualize our home, if the wife and kids are all, Krishna conscious, then actually we can feel the home like Vaikuntha. So the difference is Griha Medhi and Grihastha. And many times it is seen that we try to compare, okay, brahmachari ashram or grihastha ashram, one is better than the other or not. But all these are actually created by the Lord, varana ashram vibhagasha. So there is an example in Chaitanya Charitamrita of Kurma Brahman. So Kurma Brahman was basically visited by Lord Chaitanya at his home, and he and his wife, he offered, Lord Chaitanya a lot of prasadam. And after that he said, my dear Lord, I just want to come with you. I don't want to stay here. I want to, because Lord Chaitanya is dancing, chanting, and always in ecstasy. So I want to come with you. And he said, my dear Lord, please show me favor and let me go with you. I can no longer tolerate the waves of misery caused by materialistic life. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Prabhu kahe aisi baat kabhu na kahibe, graha rahi Krishna nama nirantar laibe. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, don't speak like that again. Better to remain at home and chant the holy name of Krishna always. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed that not to be eager to give up family life. It would be better to remain with this family and try to become purified by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra regularly under the direction of the spiritual master. So, if this principle is followed by everyone, then there is no need to accept sannyas also. This is what is written in the purport of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then he also instructed that instruct everyone to follow the orders of Lord Krishna as they are given in the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. In this way, become a spiritual master and try to liberate everyone in this land. Lord... Oh. Okay, instruct. Oh. Jare kaho, jare dekhe tare kaho Krishna upadesh. Yeah. Amar agya hai. My order is Guru. I forgot. Yeah. Tara Edesh, yeah. Yes, Prabhu, please chant. Tare kaho Krishna upadesh. Agya hai. Tara Edesh. Yeah. And yeah. Other one I remember is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Nityanand Prabhu and Haridas Prabhu. Shono shono Nityananda, sono Haridasa, amara agya, koro he prakasha. Prati ghare ghare giya, koro ei siksha. Bolo Krishna bhajo Krishna, koro Krishna shiksha. My dear Nityananda and Haridas, please take this order that you go to each and every house and teach everyone about Krishna. And they can practice also Krishna, chant Krishna's name and also practice Krishna's teachings at their household life.
Just chant Sri Krishna's name and worship him with all your heart. Follow his instructions and to others them impart.
Nice.
That's the whole thing.
Short and sweet. Thank you. And Srila Prabhupada mentions that it does not matter whether you live in like a holy place like Vrindavan or Navadip or Mathura or any European city or American city. It does not really matter where the materialistic way of life is very prominent. But wherever a devotee lives, he can convert that place into Vrindavan or Mathura. So this means that materialism cannot touch him. And that is the success for advancing in Krishna consciousness. So, in this verse also there is a word called pramad, I think pramatasya. Oh, where is that? Yeah, pramad. Pramad means mad. So it is, about the senses. The person is maddened, that is mentioned. So the same word, pramad, also comes in Bhagavad Gita when Arjuna asks Krishna, Chanchalam hi mana Krishna, pramad hi balvadranam. Tasyam nigraham manne vayoreva sadushkaram. Yeah, that's a little different word. That is pramati and this is pramatasya. Oh, I see. Totally mad. I see. Yeah. So lusty desires and sense gratification is extremely risky. Srila Prabhupada writes at the end of the purport that lusty desires and sense gratification is extremely risky. One of the examples I could remember is of Ajamil. He actually got involved with those risky things, but because of the potency of the holy names of the Lord, he escaped that risk and he was liberated. And when we are talking about mind and senses being uncontrolled, we also have to consider false ego and the soul. So the function of the mind is thinking, feeling, I'm feeling like this, I'm thinking like this is what I like, this is what I dislike. So that is the mind. And then the intelligence is basically doing the analysis. Okay, how am I feeling? What should I do? How should I discriminate? How should I analyze whatever my mind is getting as an input? And then the false ego is what I think I am. So that is false ego. Like I am holding this position in a particular organization, so I am this, or I have these relationships, I am that. And then you have the soul. So these are the 4 different layers. But if you have the correct ego, then the mind and the senses and the intelligence will follow. Mind and senses are the humble servant of the ego. For example, if you think I am a king, then the mind will think in that way, oh, I am the king. It will act in that way. The senses will work like that. And if you are thinking, suppose you get a dream. In that dream, a tiger is chasing you. Right? In the sleeping stage, there are 2 kinds of sleeping stage. One is normal sleep, one is deep sleep. If you're sleeping, then you may think, oh, actually I am the real one in the dream and the tiger is actually chasing me. Right? So that is like a false ego. But what is the true ego? True ego is that I am the servant of Krishna. And when our false ego is purified, then obviously mind, senses, intelligence is also purified. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said, Naham Vipro, Nacha Narapatir, Na api Vaishyo na Shudro, Naham Varni, Nacha Grahapatir, No Vanasto Yatirva, Kintu Prodyan, Nikhila, Paramananda, Purnamrit Gopi Bhartiyor Pad Kamaleyor, Das, Das, Das Anudas. That, my dear Lord, I am not a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishnava, Vaishya, Shudra, or Brahmachari, householder, Vanaprastha or Sannyasi. I identify myself, which is my true identity. It's not a false ego, it's a true ego. As the servant of the servant of the servant of the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, who is the maintainer of the gopis. He's like an ocean of nectar and he's the cause of universal transcendental bliss. He's always existing with brilliance. So that is our true ego. And if we perform devotional service, then automatically that service gives us the designation of being a servant. You know, just like Amog Leela Prabhu was describing yesterday, you know, Advaita Acharya's appearance day was there. Advaita Acharya always kind of was a senior to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but Advaita Acharya didn't like it, you know. He said no, because he knew he's like the Lord, but he didn't like it. And because he knew that his position is being a servant of the servant. So one day what he did, he started preaching Mayavad philosophy. You know, all of you are one. There is, yeah. Advaita means one and Dvaita means two. So these are different philosophies. One is the Mayavad or impersonal philosophy. So he started preaching the impersonal philosophy. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came there and he slapped him. And his wife Sita Thakurani was looking and she's crying, he's an old man, please don't do it. And Haridas Thakur is standing on the side and he's laughing because he knew what's going on. And as soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chastised Advaita Acharya, he was very happy. Now since you have punished me, it means I am your servant. I have regained my actual position. So he was so happy about it. So that is what all of us actually looking for, to being the servant of the servant. But we are trying to find that position in so many different places and we are getting frustrated. But here is the shelter of Shri Shri Radha Giridhari, where we can take shelter of their lotus feet, and performing devotional service, we can realize that our true constitutional position is being the servant of the servant. And that will give us happiness. Because that is the nature of the soul, to be happy, Anand. Sarve sukhenu bhavantu. When Srila Prabhupada would go to marriage ceremonies, he would talk about the purpose of the Vedas is to be happy, and the purpose of marriage also is to be happy. You know, so by taking shelter of Krishna, keeping Krishna in the center, we can achieve that happiness in whatever ashram we are in. Does not matter whether it is a brahmachari ashram or a grahastha, vanaprastha or sannyas ashram. So, and chanting holy names of the Lord and preaching it is the right way. And Mahaprabhu has given us such a simple way where there is no hard and fast rules of chanting the holy names, whichever ashram you are, whatever situation you are. So there is no material qualification or disqualification for bhakti. It only depends on our sincerity. So at 8:30, so I'll follow the instructions of the Vida Prabhu and close it here. So if anyone has any comments, please go ahead. Yes, Prabhuji.
If there's no other comments about the class, I want to share a couple of
Sure.
prayers on the battlefield.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhu, can you use the microphone?
Mike, yeah. Mike, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
It's one of my favorites. First canto, chapter 9, text 33. This is, I think, the second of the prayers. Yeah. Chubamanakamana, Tamalavanam, Ravakadagodavarambadan Dadani, Vapadalakakudavatana Nabjam, Vijayasake Ratadastume Navadja. Sri Krishna is the intimate friend of Arjuna. He has appeared on this earth in this transcendental body, which resembles the bluish color of the tamal tree. His body attracts everyone in the 3 planetary systems. May his glittering yellow dress and his lotus face, covered with paintings of sandalwood pulp, be the object of my attraction. And may I not desire fruitive results. Then there's this favorite of mine. Here he is lying on the bed of arrows, and after this war. And now he's remembering the gopis. Lalita Kadibalasa Balguhasa, Pandi Nirikshana Kalpato Dumana, Kutamana Kuta Vacha Unmadanda, Pakatamagan Kadayasa Gobavadbha. Let my mind be fixed upon Lord Sri Krishna, whose motions and smiles of love attracted the damsels of Brajadam. Those damsels imitated the characteristic movements of the Lord after his disappearance from the rasa dance. And one more here. Oh, this is the last one. Tamima Mahamajam Sharir Bajam Bidi Bidi Dishtitam Atmakalpitanam. Now I can meditate with full concentration upon that one Lord, Sri Krishna, now present before me, because now I have transcended the misconceptions of duality in regard to his presence in everyone's heart, even in the hearts of the mental speculators. He is in everyone's heart. The sun may be perceived differently, but the sun is one. And then he finally left his body by his own will. That was his own thing. Yeah. And of course, before then, he had spent a long time instructing Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira was completely heartbroken. All they killed human beings and the animals, and he said, just so I could win the kingdom. So Krishna could have instructed him, but he wanted Bhishma Dev to do it. So they brought him to Bhishma Dev, and Bhishma Dev. On my understanding, I haven't read it, that it's a huge portion of the Mahabharata. It went on for days. And finally, at the end, at the auspicious time when
Uttarayan.
What is it?
Uttarayan. When the sun moves to the northern hemisphere.
So he decided to leave there and just meditating on Krishna, who was standing right next to him, drinking water that Arjuna got by shooting an arrow into the earth and getting the Ganges. It's this
water. Yes,
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for sharing, Prabhu. Jai. Online, anyone has any comments?
Come on, Vijay, speak up.
Yes, Srila Prabhu. May I?
Yes.
Thank you very much. You're most kind. I have a question because of the translation to text 8, where I see that Prahlad Maharaj is categorizing the life of the grihasta, not grihasta, but married life, as not different from being a madman's life. So based on this, my question is, why madmen? How would you explain that this type of life is not different from a life of madness?
Rishabh, you can answer, please. Yes.
Nunam pamatak, certainly mad, he says, and he's saying exactly this. Nunam pamatak kurate vikarma yadindriya pritaya apanoti nasadamanne yata apanoyam asannapi kleshada asadeha. Certainly those are mad who are simply after sense gratification, indriya priti, the household of life, they're just absorbed in, getting and spending. And Kuruteva Yadindriya Priti Apana Nasaru Manya, he says, I don't think it's a good idea. Nasaru Manya Yata Atmanoyam, because by that activity you're sure to get another body, which is sure to bring you more misery, all kinds of misery. So that's the why lead a life and do so many things where you're assured to get extreme punishment. A little sense gratification flickering, and thousands of years, it seems like, and it is, of suffering in hell, or losing the human form of life. It's mad. It's mad, yeah. Because it's completely unintelligent. So once you understand the real reality and how you can practice devotional service, and especially in this age, easily, then it's completely crazy to just stay in this confusion of trying to enjoy these senses, which is killing the whole world. So that's the idea. Is that okay?
Oh, Adrividu Prabhu, better than okay. Most beautiful answer to my question as to be expected. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, everyone, all the devotees. A very wonderful class and very nice, peaceful flute. Thank you so much. Haribol.
Haribol.
Yeah, Prabhu has something.
Dhanurvari. She's Dhanurvari.
Dhanurvari, yes. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, thank you for the class. In the beginning, text maybe purport, it says that this calculation of how much time we spend, waste time, and he said that half life we sleep, and after 20 years, first 20 years we play, last 20 years we can't do something. No, this is like old age, is not good time. And remain only 10 years from 100. But the question is why this calculation so, how to say, rough, maybe, that because of he, how to say, count twice this sleeping time in like half life, and also in how to say, that this calculation is not good. If we will see.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah.
He's already counted. There's 50 years left, right? But then again, he counts them because he said the last 20 years and the first 20 years. But there's not even 20 years. There's only half of 20 years left. You know what I'm saying? He's only got 10 years because half of it he's sleeping. But he's already said, oh, there's another 20 there. So in this way, it's a little off. But the idea is that, you're just wasting all your time by this is what happens in the materialistic household life.
Yeah.
So I don't think I can try to find out. Maybe Vishwanath Chakrabarti or one of the other acharyas dealt with that, and because Prabhupada didn't mention it. But I'll make a point of looking up and trying to research today.
Thank you, Prabhu. You have something, bro?
Hare Krishna. Real quick, I heard a lecture yesterday, and Dvaitacharya lived to be 125, I guess. We were talking about that.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Okay, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Jai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.